Welcome back. First held in 2019, the Inspirational Summit is an initiative aimed to engage, stimulate, encourage and inspire Namibian teenagers through inspirational speech and talent displays by their peers to believe and pursue their dreams. Now, themed Be Your Own Hero, the summit is planned to take place in Windhoek on the 30th of March 2024 at the International University of Management main campus in the Tunana Hall. In addition to the ghetto kids from Uganda, the summit will have a lineup of talented and inspiring local talent that will be revealed soon. Joining us with all the details, or more details, is MTC's Public Relations Officer, Mr. Erasmus Nekundi. Good evening and welcome, Erasmus.
Good evening.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
To begin with, talk to us about how this idea for the Teen Inspirational Summit came about. The first edition was in 2019, and this is the second edition that you're hosting.
Yeah, that's correct. The first edition, it was in 2019, and the whole reason was really to say, oftentimes if you look in the country, you will realize that most of the events, motivational events and conferences and summits are mostly just put together for adults. Then the question comes in to say, what happens to the kids? Because these are the future leaders of tomorrow. And as a nation, what are we doing neglecting the leaders of tomorrow and simply just concentrating on the adults? So we thought there is a gap that needs to be filled. So that's when we decided, no, let's come up with the Teen Inspirational Summit. That's, as you have rightfully indicated in your introduction, that is going to really just engage, stimulate, and inspire these kids. The whole idea, we want our teenagers to believe in themselves and to believe that any dream is within reach, because that is really the leaders of tomorrow that we want to have. We want that tomorrow when we are not here, those that will take over, people who are driven, confident, and inspired, and have that competency to replace us. So that's really how the initiative came about.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, as I mentioned, there's going to be quite a lineup of talented, speakers and then artists, etc., at the summit. Talk to us about, how the selection process for this and the criteria that you use to choose the participants.
We wanted the talent display on the date to be to have a variety of talent display on the date. That's why you realize that on the date we're going to have violinists, gymnasts, magicians, artists, dancers, poets, and motivational speakers. So it's an inclusive thing, and if you look at the lineup, you realize that most of the talent is really just drawn within the borders of our country, because we believe that as a country we have so much to offer. There's so much talent. So we thought we're not going to go so much outside the country, because if you check in the first edition, I think we have around about 4 or 5 international talents that we brought in. But this time around, you see that we only have one, and that is all the way from Uganda, the ghetto kids. Otherwise, most of the lineup is really made up of our very own talent. And this again speaks to say we need to believe in ourselves. We need these kids to believe in ourselves. And surprisingly, if I may put it, we have been receiving requests from elders who are saying, is this only confined to kids?
I was just about to ask the same thing, say the same thing when I heard that the ghetto kids would be there. I'm such a big fan of them. Perhaps you can tell our viewers a little bit about the ghetto kids, what makes them so inspirational, and of course how this collaboration came about.
Yeah, you see, it's a teen summit. And then if you scan around the world, that's in addition to after scanning within the country, if you scan outside in Africa, which other kids or group of kids out there that is really doing the most and inspirational? So we thought ghetto kids are the one, hence we decided to engage them, and surprisingly they said we definitely coming. It's going to be the first time coming to Namibia, so they are excited to come, and we are also very much excited to be welcoming them.
Yes. They're fantastic, and they have a fantastic story about how they rose to fame or stardom. Talk to us about the theme, which is Be Your Own Hero. A very beautiful theme that you've chosen for the summit this year. How do you envision this theme influencing and inspiring inspiring Namibian teenagers?
You know, it still comes back to believing in yourself, because we want these kids to have self-confidence, and you can only be your own hero if you have self-confidence. If you lack that confidence, then unfortunately you are likely not to be your own hero. So we really just want to inspire and instill that confidence in them so that they can do whatever it is, and I mean achieve whatever it is that they put their mind to. Yeah.
Well, I think, I don't know if you know, but you know, Miss Teen Namibia, Oriana Ribeiro, she's quite an advocate for mental health well-being, and she's been on this platform and spoken to us about that as well. How does the summit, you know, promote mental well-being amongst teenagers, and also will there be specific activities or sessions that will be dedicated to this aspect?
Definitely. That's why we have Miss T Namibia, Oriana, as the speaker who's going to provide, give a motivational and inspirational address. And also we have Junior Mayor of Windhoek, Miss Her Worship, Miss Sylvia Shapumba, who's also going to talk. And to answer your question, really, that's why we have Miss T on there to go speak about that. And maybe to touch on some of the talents that's going to be take center stage. We also have a 6-year-old boy. He's going to give a motivational address. He's Christmas Mutota. He calls himself Dr. Mutota. And he only speaks to say, and when adults were asking to say, are we also allowed to come? You know, for me, when I see them asking that question, it speaks to me one thing to say, as an adult, inspiration cannot just be drawn from your peer to say,
That's
oh,
right.
I can only be inspired by my peers. But you can also draw inspiration for someone who is way younger than you. And on the date, Dr. Mutota is definitely going to give us that inspirational talk.
Fantastic. Is he the youngest on the lineup?
I think he's the youngest because he's 6.
Right.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about the logistics and planning involved in hosting the summits and how that's going, and give us all the details.
Yeah, no, so far everything's going well. As you know, the summit is on the 30th of March, this coming Saturday. If in case you are planning to go out of town, that's you saying you're going to miss out on this very beautiful event. That's you saying that you're going to miss out on the ghetto kids. So you might want to think twice before you go out of town. So yes, so far all preparations are well on track, and we expect a lot of attendance kids. We are urging actually parents because they are the one that with the buying power. Yeah, to really go out and secure the tickets. The tickets are already available at Web Tickets. Web Tickets can be found in Pick and Pay. A ticket goes for 100 Namibian dollar. So if you are an auntie or an uncle, be the cool auntie and uncle and make sure you buy
if you claim to be a rich auntie, a rich uncle.
You understand? You understand. Make sure that you secure your ticket for yourself and for your niece or for your nephew. Make sure that on the Saturday, on the 30th of March, that Saturday, you will be within.
Other than purchasing a ticket for your niece, nephew, or your own child to be able to attend the summit, how can parents, schools, guardians actively contribute to ensuring the success of the Teen Summit? Well,
it's just to make sure that they put together a number of kids within their school that they want to bring forth, and make sure that they bring their kids. And also institutions that are entrusted with a sacred responsibility of raising kids. We are saying this is a very good opportunity. You have a number of kids in your institution that you want to bring. Make sure that you don't miss out. Bring them over so that they get inspired.
Well, you didn't answer the question. Is it open to adults? Can adults attend?
Definitely, it is open to adults. Adults can also come.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Mr. Nekundi, thank you so much for your time and being here this evening, and all the best with the summit.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
That was Mr. Erasmus Nekundi, who is MTC's Public Relations Officer, speaking to us about the summit that is aimed at teenagers. It's taking place on the 30th of March. And this year, of course, is their second edition. They're going bigger and better. As is mentioned, tickets are out and ready to be purchased, and you can do so at the outlets that he mentioned.